Hi guys, Amy here, and let me get straight to the point. I bet you $300 from Liberia that you don't know who Gaia Cross is. But don't worry, that's what this video is about. Before we get into Gaia Cross, first we need to talk about the Multiforce. As characters, the Multiforce were one of the most important soldiers of Star Saber, helping him often throughout his war with Deathsaurus, often clashing with the Decepticon team Dino Squad, and their combined form Dino King. Something Power Image joke here. Separately, each member of the Multiforce has special abilities related to the elements. Wing is the leader of the Multiforce. He's charismatic and focused on teaching his squad about teamwork, but sometimes his excitement and wanting to help makes him go into action without a thought. He can control wind and transforms into a jet. Waver, Multiforce's deputy commander. His intelligence and kindness often tempers Wing's brashness. He can control water currents and transforms into a motorboat. Dash is as and maybe even more impulsive than Wing. Dash is always ready to charge into fights. With the help of his ability to absorb solar rays, he's always fired up for adventure, intel gathering, or just racing throughout the highway. Transforms into a sports car. Taka is the opposite of Dash. Taka is serious-minded and always thinking before acting. He has years of military history stored inside his memory, which works great with his role as the team strategist. He can control magma, which earned him the title of Warrior of Fire. Transforms into a half-track army vehicle. Mac is the charismatic, friendly dude of the team. He's really soft-spoken and can be considered the heart of the squad. Sometimes his kindness to his teammates turns a bit into babying them, but that doesn't mean he can't hold up on his own during fights. Mac can harness the power of the moon to twist gravity around his enemies, disorientating them and setting them up for other attacks. He transforms into a space shuttle. Tackle is the team's survivalist, a big fan of outdoors. He loves mountain climbing, fishing, traveling and just getting dirty. This of course made him fall in love with Earth.
Oi, 何持ってるんだい? さっき見つけたんだ。へえ、プレイリードッグか。
For combat, he can use the soil around him as a weapon in the form of localized earthquakes, and he transforms into a truck. But that's not the end. The Multiforce have one more trick up their sleeves. They are combiners. To equalize the battlefield with Dino King, each Multiforce member has a special ability where all teammates can combine with themselves, forming either the top or a bottom of a new bot. But some teammates work better with each other than others do, so we only have bios for the main combinations. Wing's leadership, combined with Waver's calm and thoughtful demeanor, form the great leader Wing Waver. His commanding skills are so great that Multiforce sometimes stays in this mode even out of combat due to its thinking advantage. But Wing also sometimes calls out to form him without any thought as he runs into battle. Wing Waver combines Wing's and Waver's wind and water powers into a powerful typhoon called Multi-Dead Hurricane. Dash and Taka somehow fuse into Dash Taka. Apparently their contrasting personalities balance themselves, making them pretty good friends. Dash's impulsive nature, fused with Taka's military knowledge and sturdiness, lets this bot be both as fast as lightning and sturdy as a tank. Taka's magma controlling abilities are also powered up by Dash's solar absorption, which lets them create a powerful multi-turbo fire attack that shakes the earth and melts down his enemies. Taka is a good friend with Mac. Can relate his loneliness in space to his loneliness in the wilderness. Mac also often takes care of Tackle after he gets dirty on his travels. With such a great relationship, the bots often form Mac Tackle, even out of combat.
Okay, a little side comment, but I really need to mention how gay they made Mac and Tackle. Like, I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but there is going to appear like a parody of the yaoi picture made by my good friend Gmotek, and like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to now show this clip of them like fighting each other that's 100% straight, and there's no other way to read it.
ところでマッハ君、方針は時と場合を考えてくれ。下手をするとこっちの場所が分かってしまう。終わったことをくどくどと言わないでもらいたいね。まったく君は無責任なんだから。何？もっと計画性を持つべきです。わかりました。提案ですが、今度はタックル君が上になって戦ってみてはどうでしょう。にひひ、それは明暗だ。
But you better not fight them, since the gravity control combined with ground control lets Mac Tackle create an axis-shaking tornado called Multi-Spin Tornado Attack, which wildly shakes the enemies. But these days, Tackles prefers to form the legs with Mac on top, due to Tackle thinking that Mac's battle tactics work better.
まあやっぱり俺下の方になるよ。上は慣れてないし戦い方も容量悪いしそんなことないよ。
Okay, so now we can move on to Gaia. Not yet! Yeah, you thought a team of combiners was enough? Well, Takara Team Cooks didn't finish the order yet, since Multiforce can combine even further into Landcross.
よし今のうちに合体するぞ。おうワンフォー合体ランドクロス。
The ultimate giant megazord of Transformers, Landcross is a perfect fusion of Multiforce skills, abilities, and even their minds, which is rare for this franchise, where most combiners suffer massive mental changes due to the clashing personalities of the team. Maybe Multiforce's ability to combine with each other already gives them sort of a loophole to that, since technically Landcross is only formed from 3 sentient minds of robots, which true are already combiners, but they are greatly synchronized. Now thinking, I wonder if the Multiforce inspired the Transformers Energon toy line. It was also focused on 2 robots forming either the top or the bottom of a combiner. What do you think about it? Oh yeah, talking about the toys, let's move on to the toys of the Multiforce members. Released in the 1989, Multiforce was released in 3 packs, 2 per member. We had Wing Waver, containing Wing and Waver, Dash Tacker, which has Dash and Tacker, Mac Tackle had Mac and Tackle, and the toys were also sold in one giant Landcross multipack. Later in the year 2002, the Multiforce was reissued in the Micromasters series, where they were branded as Deluxe Micromasters. Each member was sold in a blind box, with idea being to collect all 6. Other than the slight deco changes, these releases are mostly the same as the original. All 6 components were also available in black redecos called Stealth Mode. I will talk about the story related to it a bit later. For every 12 boxes, 2 would randomly have the Stealth Mode version of the toy. Multiforce is a squad of young Autobots that served Star Saber on Planet V, and later Earth, but that doesn't mean they didn't have some of their own adventures. The earlier mentioned Micromaster toy line gave us this little story in its last chapter. One time when the Multiforce were testing new stealth technology, they got sucked into a time rift, which spat them out on Earth in the 1980s, right under the feet of Mount St. Hilary, the one that hid away Ark under it. There they found a group of Micromasters, who were temporarily status locked due to the energy disturbance of the time rift. Multiforce tried to approach their headquarters, but the signal reactivated the Micromasters. Before both teams of Autobots can explain to themselves who they are, their base gets attacked by Six-Wing and the Decepticon build team, which were trying to mess with the timeline. Of course, Multiforce and the Autobot Micromaster combiners easily defeat the Decepticons, making them scurry away from the mountain. Story ends with Landcross wondering if their time jump was part of their destiny, to protect the sleeping Ark crew, so they can ensure their life in the future. As explained by the Aspector Prime blog, Multiforce just waited out the years to return back to the year 2025, doing their best not to interfere with any key events in the timeline. To do that, they decided to leave Earth and travel to the Skomolish territories, an area of space which consists of gas clouds that span 9,000 light years. That system's sun is dying, which causes its light to generate a different color spectrum. After Transformers that operate there adopt camouflages that look really neon and garish on Earth. There the Multiforce clashed with the Decepticon team called the Predators and an evil alien calling himself the Praetorian. Praetorian wanted to use a corrupted reconfiguration matrix to transform all robotic life that inhabits the Vega sector into an army of loyal scrap metals. And it was during that fight with the Praetorian that somehow Landcross evolved into Gaia Cross. Yes, we are finally here, what I promised to you, the most obscure combiner ever. Released as 6 packs of candy toys in 2011, Gaia Cross is a collaboration between Kabaya and Takara in creating a brand new character. Gaia Cross consists of Jet the Jet, Flame the Fire Truck, Cosmo the space shuttle, Stream the motorboat, Crash the drill machine, and Launcher the tank. Of course, the team still retain their half-and-half combination abilities. Most of the lore I just told you was revealed in the year 2015, in the Ask Vector Prime blog, since before that we only knew that Gaia Cross battled in some other dimension. But with how giant the Transformers multiverse is, that really doesn't mean anything. These days, Multiforce is sadly a bit forgotten. Due to their wacky and unique designs, they didn't get any toys. Most of the characters themselves had only minor cameos and things, like a Devastator-colored Shatterglass Landcross, Wingwaver appeared once in a Dreamwave comic, the name Mac was reused for a bunch of different characters, Mac Tackle's color scheme was given to Astrotrain for some reason when he was reached in the Platinum toy line, but that also meant that the character of Stardasher inherited it. The name Wing was given to some Drift lookalike Pishonen in the IDW comics, while most of other members didn't even get that. Being characters exclusive to Japan also doesn't help their case, but as discovered by James Sorensen and Bill Forrester, Hasbro did create Western box art for Takara, Tackle and Mac, so maybe someone at Hasbro was trying to cook up a Western release of the Multiforce. What do you think? Would you want to see Multiforce in the 90s storyline? Do you want them, or at least their gimmick, to return? I really fell in love with the team and their stories, but they're such cool little characters, in my opinion, that could be protagonists of their own TV show, like something like Rescue Bots. Maybe it could explore their adventures after the time warp. Also about bringing back Multiforce, I once thought of an idea to make them like core class, with Red Echoes and Retoos inspired by the Energon characters. Like we have a hotshot lookalike car, Jetfire that can be a space shuttle, Optimus as a truck. It wouldn't be the best, but it would be fun, and I feel it would be one of only realistic ways we could get Multiforce back. So, thank you for watching, leave a like, subscribe, check out the videos, and bye!